Hello Aquarius, welcome to your reading with me, Cindy. My dear Aqua babies, we're going to look at your past, present, and future energy today. I'm going to do that with my archetype deck. I was going to call it my energy oracle deck, but that is not correct. My archetype deck, my modern day spellcasters tarot, and then I have this teeny tiny Rider-Waite deck if I need to clarify anything, which I often do, but not all the time. So Aquarius, let's get started with your reading. It is a general reading, so because of that, it may or may not resonate. If it does resonate and you're drawn to it, there will be an extended at the end of this video. The link to that is at the top of the description within this video. So Aquarius, past, present, and future energy for Aquarius. Past, present, and future energy. Interesting energy. You have, okay, in the past you had the Hermit. And I look at a bit of the light as well as the shadow attributes on each one of these cards. So the light attribute of the Hermit is seeks solitude to focus intently on inner life, serves personal creativity. The shadow is withdrawals from society out of fear or negative judgments of others, refusing to help those in need. That's the past. I don't know how long the past can be. You know, it could be years ago, months ago, weeks ago, days ago, hours ago. So it's going to be different for everyone. Presently, you have Father. So light attribute, talent for creating and supporting life. Positive guiding light within a tribal unit. Now, the shadow of that is dictatorial control, abuse of authority. We'll see what the tarot pulls out. I'm feeling more like the light side. So it does feel like, well, you've gone from being withdrawn. And if it is the light side, you've gone from being withdrawn to kind of focus on your own inner life, serve your own personal creativity, looking within yourself. It's the Hermit card. And then it kind of like now coming out and supporting others around you, being a positive guiding light within some sort of tribal unit. It could be your family, your friends, your work, but it does have a very strong sort of storyline of one who's gone and done some internal work, and because of that, you now have something to offer to others, right? You have something of yourself that's got value. You've looked at shadows perhaps in the past within your personality, or things that you've done in the past. Looking at things that you don't want to, paths that you don't want to pave again for yourself, and then being able to come out and be a guiding light for others. Now, in the future, it's interesting. You have Slave. The light attribute of this is surrendering your power of choice to the divine with complete trust. So it does feel like in the future, either there's, you know, for this to come up, I want to say that you feel like that you don't have a lot of control over some part of your life. It just needs to play out and you're going to surrender to that. So it does feel pretty good. Well, we'll see what the tarot says. Because oracle cards are always like, I always find oracle, it's kind of like the magical bohemian, peace, love, and kumbaya. And you pull out tarot cards, it's like, shit, man, you're in trouble. So, let's see. The shadow is giving your willpower to an external authority out of fear of making your own choices. Yeah, see? So that's actually like, well, I don't really want to make my own choices here, so I'm going to let someone else have control, and I'm going to act like it's a big problem for me when I should actually take control of my life. So, anyway, let's see. Let's see what the tarot has. we're going to look at the past, present, and future. The Hermit, the Father, and the Slave. Hermit, Father, and the Slave. Wow. I gotta say, it's a really interesting combination. Knight of Wands, Three of Pentacles, Six of Pentacles, and just, I don't know if you can kind of see it, how the Knight of Wands is going in a very different direction from these other two cards. It kind of has the feeling of, if in the past you were, I want to say kind of doing your own thing, going with your own flow, being really actively out there. This is the Knight of Wands too. It just has that feeling of, you know, just being driven by your passion, what really ignites you today, and going out and doing it and not having a care in the world. And then like almost like putting that energy to rest. And you hit the Three of Pentacles and the Six of Pentacles. This is really like preparing you for this energy that you have now. Look at him. Like he's being like guiding them, showing them, teaching them. Like he's in an orchard and he's teaching them about perhaps, you know, the cycles of life here, teaching them about how to plant seeds and nurture them and allow them to grow. This is all very, very tangible. Now, you could have too, while you were in the Hermit energy, gone through some sort of a creative process. And you may have created something, it might have been like very artistic. It could have been. That's a possibility, but it does also have the feeling of someone who's just, I want to say almost enjoying the nightlife. It's kind of like the Knight of Wands, and he's flying out here in this direction. Completely different to this. This has got that feeling of someone who's young and wild and free, and then decides, you know what, I want more stability. I want to settle down. It kind of has that. So I don't know if that's some sort of a process you went through in the Hermit energy. It might not be your whole life, but it might be something in your life. And it's really uncanny how these two cards set up perfectly for this energy. Like this person is teaching them, not only is like teaching them how to plant seeds, how to grow them, giving them some information and collaborating. But now here it's like, I have snacks too. I'm going to nurture your mind and your body. All right, so now we have the Father, Temperance, Nine of Wands, freaking Hermit. What is going on? Temperance, Nine of Wands, Hermit, Slave, Queen of Cups, Three of Cups, Ace of Swords, and it's a fiery Ace of Swords. Oh, Eight of Swords at the bottom. I'm just looking at your underline as the athlete. Dedication to transcending physical limits, including handicaps. Development of personal willpower and strength of spirit. You know, I kind of got the feeling too that in this Hermit energy, you may have started some sort of a new exercise routine. You might have started some sort of new athletic exercise routine. And it almost feels like a physical outlet. Like it's an outlet for you on some level. Because there's a bit of feeling held back here. Because you had Hermit. And now here, the Hermit is somehow peeking its head again here, and you have the Eight of Swords, like your the mind trap game is going on. And I'm feeling like a slave in the future where you need to surrender, or you will surrender your power of choice to the divine with complete trust. That feels like a hard one for Aquarius. Aquarius can be very single-minded about things, like in terms of like knowing something and believing in it and wanting to execute it and meet that goal. But there's something out of your control here, so you got to just see how it plays out. And I feel like maybe you have been exercising more. Because we're also talking about development of personal willpower and strength of spirit. Refocusing your energy somehow in a healthy way. So with the Father, talent for creating and supporting life, positive guiding light within a tribal unit, Temperance and the Nine of Wands. Again, there's that feeling of like having to wait, having to hold back, but it's really exhausting. Like you need a physical outlet. That's what I would say. And if you discovered one in the past and maybe you let it go a little bit, I might pick it up in the future if I was you. Just, you know, as long as you're not injured or you've talked to your doctor before you start any exercise program. Because the Hermit, look at this. Both these energies coming at her. The Hermit and wait. Isolation and wait. Kind of feels, well, the world is changing again. Depending on where you are. I think on some level, some of you may actually might be feeling the shadow aspect of Father. Dictatorial control, abuse of authority. You might be feeling like there's some sort of authority around you in your life that is using like some control over you, over at least the options that you feel like you can move towards. That would make sense because this feels kind of tricky. Both these cards are like coming at her from each side. And then in the future, you're like, I just have to surrender to this. And kind of a feeling too, like it's just not worth the physical exhaustion of me mentally fighting this or emotionally fighting this or starting a plan and it doesn't work. Queen of Cups in the future, Three of Cups, Ace of Swords. This has got tons of movement over here, which is so funny because the card itself, Slave, doesn't feel like it would have movement. But, you know, maybe when you actually surrender, that's when movement occurs. When you don't try to force something, that is often when movement will occur. Because this feels like battling the two sides of you need to be patient and there's just no choices right now except to go within. You need to look in your own energy. You've got your own energy, be patient with that. And fighting it, getting tired of fighting it. But literally, when you surrender your power of choice to the divine, not necessarily saying, you know, I give up against whatever this is that feels like it could be possibly a little dictatorial around you. Just believing in the divine, believing in your path, believing it will be paved for you. And I do say it's hard. I notice in Aquarius, in all of my readings, Aquarius is the one sign that I'm going to call you out on it, gets a little pig-headed about what you want and if I will change the universe. I've actually seen people comment that in Aquarius. You can't do that. You just can't. You're always going to end up with this Nine of Wands here. But the minute you release, because when you think that you're fighting against the universe and changing the universe, it's actually your human ego that is trying to control your soul's journey and how that should occur. So that's why it doesn't work out. Well, let's see. I'm going to clarify everything here. Knight of Wands, Four of Swords, and the Ten of Cups. I know this feels like not being able to go towards something that you want. The Hermit. So, but doing the Knight of Wands. You know, You could have, like, these could be romantic conquests. They could be, or could have been, romantic conquests for some of you. Others of you, I feel like it's almost like a new exercise program, like healing. It was actually was healing to do something, maybe going for more walks, maybe doing some sort of stretching or yoga, weightlifting, cardio, something as the outlet. And then you get the Three of Pentacles, the Empress, and the Ten of Pentacles. Wow. I mean, you're just blossoming there. You were really blossoming. Whatever you did in the past, you were really blossoming. You were building. The Six of Pentacles. Shit. The King of Pentacles and the Emperor. This is huge energy in the past. What happened? You were on, it feels like you were on the right track. And it's pentacles. Like, if there weren't so many pentacles, I would say, you know, maybe this is just what you were internalizing in the Hermit energy. And like kind of coming to terms with and seeing the truth in yourself and the potential. But you got a whack of pentacles here. And then you have this counterpart energy, which goes so well with the Three of Pentacles and the Six of Pentacles. Like, this is a beautiful flow between you and someone else, or you and other people. But in the future, surrendering. So, you know, whatever this is, maybe you didn't have a choice on this energy ending. Okay, so currently, Temperance. Look at that. Five of Swords and the Magician. It does feel like there is a separation between you and this point in time in the past. Or something that you were working on really successfully in the past here. I feel like you had a great balance with your mind and your body, your intentions. Nine of Wands. Nine of Wands. Seven of Pentacles. It's like trying to get to the plan again. Trying to reformulate a plan. The Hermit. The Sun and the Page of Swords. See, now the Hermit is interesting because the Hermit is over here. And this was that fabulous whatever. Tell me about this Hermit. Because it seems really odd that you would create all of this in a Hermit energy. Because it's not just with you. I can't say that. There's no way I can say that. Because the Three of Pentacles, you are collaborating. Maybe you're doing it long distance. Six of Pentacles, giving of yourself. And then the Ten of Pentacles really caps it off here. Because you are not the only person in this place, in this building. Okay, the Hermit. What is this? Because maybe this is a conscious part of you. The Queen of Wands and the Wheel of Fortune. Actually, I think the Wheel of Fortune came up first. Is that Wands energy? Yeah. I feel like this Hermit is reflecting with the Wheel of Fortune and the Queen of Wands. It's almost like we're looking at it at its tail end. Because it switches with the Wheel of Fortune into the Queen of Wands. The Queen of Wands is not the Hermit. The Queen of Wands is, here I am, baby. Let's have fun. Like, it's kind of like that. So, it's certainly not the Hermit. I feel like the Hermit is coming out in your past as the tail end of work that you did. And then like having a lot of fire and desire and passion and energy and ready to go and building some good shit. And now, presently, you are feeling a little bit abused by authority. I want to say that. Feeling a little bit abused by authority. And looking to get back can perhaps go back into this Hermit, because when you went into it the last time, you came out of the gates really good. So on some levels too, that's pretty smart, because you're recognizing something you did in the past and what kind of success that created for you, and asking yourself, you're asking yourself something here with the Seven of Pentacles. How do I get that success again? I'm going to approach it the same way I did the last time. Something worked for me, I'm going to repeat it. In the future, the Queen of Cups, Seven of Swords, and Ace of Wands. It's a little bit like either you're hiding this or you're going to stop hiding it. But I feel like you stop hiding it because you have the Ace of Swords and the Ace of Wands. Three of Cups, Nine of Pentacles, Ace of Swords. You see how I asked that question and it landed on the Seven of Swords to sort of clarify that it was some sort of truth coming out. Ten of Wands. Yeah, there's some sort of big truth for you in the future that's a very heavy burden to carry, to release this. And it looks like it's just like a lot of your love, your emotions, your happiness, your joy is the release of this. The Ace of Wands and the Ace of Swords. This is a truth about what you're really passionate about, what you're really excited about. You don't want all of these other burdens. You just want this one new start. And with the Nine of Pentacles and the Three of Cups, I don't know, you might be celebrating some sort of singularity. So maybe you free yourself from a relationship, or you've freed yourself from like a work commitment, a contract, or I want to say too, the Nine of Pentacles can also kind of talk about, you know, like a physical abundance, some sort of wealth coming in. So there's definitely a celebration for you in the future. But this, really, surrender, slave, ooh, the Hierophant. The Hierophant, the Ace of Pentacles, and the Two of Wands. Yeah, you're just waiting for your new start, and it's almost like you're waiting for the Hierophant to let this happen. So there is something that's out of your hands, out of your control. The Knight of Pentacles, the Two of Pentacles, the Four of Cups. Just bear with it. Bear with it. Aquarius, this feels like it's not very quickly moving. Whatever this is, my dears, and I know Aquarius tends to be very quick of the mind. Let's get it going. Let's get it going. But yeah, it takes, there's some things that you need to look after. There's different sides that need to be addressed. And it might leave you feeling kind of like a little sour emotionally with the Four of Cups. Like the screw this shit kind of feeling. But I see you kind of stepping back at some point from frustration and saying, wait, I've dealt with this before. I know how to deal with it and come out successfully. And this is, and it seems to work, because this feels much more successful in the future. But there is an element of waiting, but I don't feel like it feels like waiting, because you've just released it to the divine. And if I'm saying that, it's not like you're going to convince yourself, okay, I'm just going to wait, because that's waiting. It's just like almost like forgetting about it and living your life, and things start to happen for you. Well then, so that's interesting, Aquarius. I'm going to go do the extended. Until next time, do be gentle with yourselves. Bye.